after his early race tumble.
A terrible start. I was pushing through the bushes, but recovered well. The track's well prepared. It's nice, it's quick, and it's enjoyable. It's just hot.
Defending champion in the top of the bull super truck category is Randburg driver Paulo Piazzamuso from the powerful Ford team.
I think my teammates will be a very strong force to be reckoned with. My brother Claudio is definitely one of the strong contenders. We have Craig in the new Ford truck. I think he'll be something to be reckoned with as well. And then we have Bix in the Ford on the Ford F150, and I think it's going to be a good fight out there today.
On the super special front, Henry Kirstein was out in the 1997 championship winning Cheneth.
Wel, dis 'n nuwe kar, is 'n kar wat ek nou net by Bix gekoop het. Ons het die kar se engine 'n bietjie verander, 'n bietjie warmer gemaak en vinniger gemaak. Ek dink ons moet goed te doen. Bix het goed gedoen met die kar laas jaar. Ek dink ek gaan goed doen die jaar en op die einde van die dag hoop ek op die einde van die jaar ons wen die kampioenskap.
A lineup of super trucks, super specials and production vehicles with an air of anticipation in the crowd. Champion Paulo Piazzamuso in the light Ford Courier was off to a good start, but on the outside Craig Draper in the second light Ford Courier was slow out of the starting box, and Bucks Carolyn in the Sobe Ford F150 was forced into taking the route around him. Draper was quick to recover, but the Pretoria driver and Carolyn found themselves behind a bunch of super specials, with the Piazzamuso brothers disappearing into the distance in the two Ford Couriers. Gary Bertolt, Max Moore and Henry Kirstein were shaping up for a good fight in the super special class, with Frank de Greef the first of the production vehicles in the Volkswagen Beetle. The big Ford Couriers are an awesome sight over the jumps at AA Kyalami, with the Piazzamuso brothers quickly pulling away from the gaggle of super specials who had Craig Draper breathing down their necks. Claudio Piazzamuso in the yellow Sobe Ford was starting to put the pressure on brother Paulo and got everything right going into the left-hand sweep after the start-finish line. That gave the elder of the two Piazzamusos the advantage into the next set of corners, and the Sobe Ford Courier swept into the lead. The two Ford Couriers already had a huge lead over the super special battle going on behind them, with Craig Draper and Bucks Carolyn and the other super trucks trying to find a way past the trio of open wheelers who weren't going to move out of the way at all. The big Sobe F150 is a handful on tight short course circuits, and Carolyn was having a tough day at the office. At the halfway mark, Claudio Piazzamuso still at a slight advantage over brother and defending champion Paulo. Brotherly love does not exist on racetracks, and with no team orders in the Ford team, it was each brother or man for himself. Behind the Sobe and light Ford Couriers, a determined Henry Kirstein had managed to break away from Max Moore in the WPP Wingfoot and Gary Bertolt, who was sharing the Orco Volkswagen Golf with Father Bodo. They were still locked in battle with Carolyn in the Sobe Ford F150 ahead of production vehicle leader Frank de Greef. Craig Draper and the light Ford Courier ran into early problems, and he was having to charge his way through the field. The big crowd was loving every moment of it, and just look at Claudio Piazzamuso over the jump onto the tabletop at AA Kyalami. That is spectacular stuff, but Paulo Piazzamuso was starting to fight back, and the two brothers were locked in a tremendous battle. Claudio in the yellow Sobe Ford was having to hang on by the skin of his teeth, with Paulo trying to set himself up for a decisive overtaking maneuver. Terrific camera work, and the decisive move from reigning champion Paulo Piazzamuso came at the bottom end of the circuit. He had the inside line and powered his way back into the lead. Up the fast back straight, Claudio Piazzamuso was desperately trying to fight back, with the two front runners rapidly coming up to back markers, who can so easily change matters at the front of the race in a second. The slower man ahead of the brothers was Dion Muntz, who was running fourth in the super special class. With heavy metal charging up on him, Muntz sensibly stayed out of harm's way as first Paulo and then Claudio whipped past the super special, with more slower traffic ahead of the pair of Ford Couriers. Bottom of the circuit, Dries Space and the Mazda Bakkie was also giving the two Ford Couriers plenty of room. That's a wise move, with two heavy metal monsters looming large in your mirrors. Up ahead of the pair as they stormed up the backstraight was production vehicle leader Frank de Greef in the Volkswagen Beetle. The two Piazzamusos swept past de Greef at the tabletop, with race leader Paulo airborne as he went past de Greef. Now it was Claudio who was starting to apply the pressure, and he was looking to get the yellow Sobe Ford Courier back into the lead. This was terrific stuff, and it had the crowd on their feet. Like his brother Paulo a lap or two previously, Claudio chose the tight left hand at the bottom of the circuit to make his move. Down the short straight, he had the inside line and had no trouble in putting the Sobe Ford Courier back at the front. With race distance rapidly running out, the scene was set for a grandstand finish between the two brothers. Bucks Carolyn was up into third place in the big Sobe Ford F-150. And Henry Kirstein in the Cheneth had finally taken control of the super special class as he was working his way through the slower production vehicles. Claudio Piazzamuso in the Sobe Ford Courier held off brother Paulo to open the season with a win in the super truck category. Bucks Carolyn came in third, with Henry Kirstein getting his campaign off to a good start with a win in the super special category ahead of Max Moore and Gary Bertolf. Frank de Greef took the production vehicle category, with overall winner Claudio Piazzamuso in a relaxed mood after putting one over brother Paulo.
With the changes made to the circuit, we're trying to get the trucks to jump higher, so the jumps are purely designed to get as much height as possible, which is a lot of fun. And we also changed a few of the settings on the suspension to try and adapt to the circuit, and also a ratio change, and it's all just working beautifully.
Watch the press. There's more great Super Series 98 action to come when we bring you the finals of the first round at AA Kyalami right here.